Good morning, everybody, and happy Slide Guitar Sunday. And a beautiful Slide Guitar Sunday it is. And today, we're going to talk about improvising in the Delta Blues in open D or vestibule tuning. These things that I show you will also work on any guitar tune with these intervals tuned in open D, open G, whatever it is. Or not open G, open D or open E. And basically, you've got D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. This is going to be first string. This is the sixth string. Now, when we're improvising in Delta Blues, a lot of times they would keep it very simple, especially if you think about Mississippi Fred McDowell. And I talked a little bit about this yesterday in my 5 licks and the masters of the Delta Blues and kind of got started on this. You want to keep either a monotonic bass, and if you don't know what a monotonic bass is, that's a bass that goes on one string. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so, and that's the kind of improvising we're talking about here. Now, when you listen to Mississippi Fred McDowell, a lot of times he'll have a I call it a 6/4 bass or an alternating bass, where you're playing string 6 and then string 4. Now, the scale that I outlined for folks to use yesterday in the 5 licks lesson was this scale. And this is all on the first string and one note on the second. 15, 12, 10, 7, 5, 3 on the first string, open first string, and then 5 on the second string. All right, so we talked about that a little bit, and I showed a lick, and I will show it here for Slide Guitar Sunday as well. And that's the lick that got me started trying to improvise in the Delta Blues guitar style. And all that is 12, 12, 12, 15, 15, 15, 12, 12, 12, 15 on the first string with the 6/4, 6/4. Now, I want to add something to that Mississippi Fred McDowell does. He'll do this. He'll also add that 10th fret in there. 12, 10, 10, 12. All right? Now, here's what's cool. You can take this and even throw in, now this isn't Delta Blues, but you can use some Blind Willie Johnson licks. All right, now, all you're doing there is a lot of 5, 7, 5, open, 3, open, right? Which is a hallmark of that sort of Blind Willie sound. You know, you do all that neat stuff. All right, but let's add some notes to this. Let's add a couple of notes to make it even more. So, and just like in Bucka White, the notes that he uses in Jitterbug Swing. And there's no reason you can't use that more major scale, other than the blues minor scale that, you know, that has that dark Delta Blues sound. There's also that sort of lighter sound. Now, what is that scale? It's open on the first string, 2, 4, 7, 9, 12. right? So, now what happens is when you start combining the two scales, you really get some interesting effects, you know? Kind of like in You Gotta Move by Mississippi Fred McDowell. Now you can see where I'm putting that coming into that major third. That's what 4 is. 4 is a major third in D. 3, third fret, is a minor third. So you get that blue note moving in. And you know what? I'll put that in the tabs so that you have that lick. That. Because that's a great place to start improvising, is simply learning some of these different licks and things. Just like Crying Sam Collins is great to listen to. He has licks like... Alright, I kind of muffed it up, but you get it. It's 12, and we're doing both strings. We're doing strings 1 and 2. 12, 10, 9, 7. And then 4, 4, 2 off, 4, 5. Now that 4, 4, 2 off is on the first string. Or you can go, which sounds even better, 4, 4, open, second fret on the second string, 4 on the first string, 5 on the second string. Now that really makes it nice. I love that one. And, you know, Blind Willie Johnson makes good use of this in a lot of his tunes, especially Keep Your Lamps Trimmed and Burning. You know, he's got all those flavors going on. And that's the cool thing about the slide. You can take all these scales and mend them together. You know? If you combine some of the modern concepts of slide playing, where, you know, the electric players like Derek Trucks, Joey Landreth, Sonny Landreth, Ariel Posen, where they're sliding all around the strings or playing behind the slide, and you just keep the flavor of the delta in there, it really can make your playing even more interesting. So I would encourage you, go out and listen to those players and hear some of those. You know, you get that in there, and I'm slowly getting it in myself right now, but when you put all those elements together and you do a Delta Blues number, you know, like... you get all those bits and pieces going, and you'll find those bits and pieces throughout my lessons and other lessons on YouTube, and maybe even on Patreon. When you look at all that stuff and sort of start just putting it together. But the starting point is to learn a couple of good scales and get a rhythm going. That's literally how I started, was by going. It sounded really kind of square to me at the time, even because I was listening to all these other great players. But guys, if you do this, it will come out and you'll be playing like a Delta Blues master before you know it. So listen, if you like this, please like, subscribe, hit the little bell for me. Liking and subscribing just really helps my channel. It costs you nothing, and if you hit the bell, you'll know whenever I put a new lesson out. And also, guys, if you want all the tabs to these lessons, run over to Patreon. They're over there. You can easily get them. And so, hey, folks, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all the support I've gotten over the years of doing this. And guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you next week for another Slide Guitar Sunday.